Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, we're going to be doing a review for the new Netflix animated film, The Witcher: Sirens in the Deep. This is rated TVMA, so mature content, because it is a Netflix movie, so it doesn't come out in theaters. It is got a runtime of an hour and 30 minutes and a Rotten Tomato score of 60% from the critics. It is too early to get a score from Letterboxd or the audience or Rotten Tomato. But I will say this right off the bat. I enjoyed this. It was really fun. I haven't been watching Witcher stuff in a little while. I think I dropped off after season two of the Netflix show for various reasons, just falling behind, and then there were some changes to the cast and all that. But this one was good. I think this is a good one. It's a kind of really like a one and done story, very self contained, which is something I appreciate, not having to dive too deep into the world and the lore. So let's talk a little bit about the movie itself. In this film, Geralt of Rivia, a mutated monster hunter, if you don't know what a Witcher is, I guess, is hired to investigate a series of attacks in a seaside village and finds himself drawn into a centuries old conflict between humans and the Mer people. He must count on friends and old and new to solve the mystery before the hostilities between two kingdoms escalate into an all out war. So, yeah, this was surprisingly like a Little Mermaid Witcher crossover kind of, which I was not expecting. Like I should have known, having to do with this, the Sirens of the Deep is a the title is very telling. But I never even put it together that it would be about mer people. So we have as the cast we have Doug Cockle as the voice of Geralt, Joey Beatty as Jaskier. We have Anya Chalotra as Yennefer, Emily Carey as Shinas, Christina Wren as Essie Devin, and Mallory Jansen as Melusina. So there's a few more people in the cast, but those are kind of the main ones. Um, so a few notable things. I didn't know who was gonna voice Gerald, but I don't think the I don't think Henry Cavill ever did it when he was doing the live action stuff. So I wasn't expecting a Hemsworth to do it now. But we do have Anya coming back as the voice of Jennifer, although she's not as involved in this story. She's always got a connection with The Witcher, with Witcher Geralt, right? So, and then one last fun thing, I've actually met Christina Wren at a local convention. She was in the live action. She was in Men of Steel as Carol Ferris, and I got to meet her. So that was kind of cool to see that she was going to be in this movie. So before we get started, I do always like to throw in a little letterbox review. This one is from Shogun Tuni. It doesn't have a rating or anything, but it just says, so the real girl doesn't eat chicken tenders while dodging. Because I'm assuming a lot of people definitely do have a little tendy while you're playing the games. But yeah, this movie was pretty solid. It had some really solid animation, really good looking character models. I think the characters look great. Like as far as the translation from the game to the live action to the animation, like I think they did a good job with giving the characters a real feel and a look. Specifically, a lot of the sea creatures I really enjoyed. They look very distinct. I'm not someone who's very familiar with the game, so I don't know how many of these creatures. There's like a race of warrior creatures, and then there's the mer people, and then there's like this gigantic monster. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Like you get all sizes and different kinds of things. But I think specifically in the first half of the film, the animation just really stands out. There's some really cool fights. The opening sequence is very exciting. They kind of drop you into the middle of the adventure, and then from there you kind of learn a little bit about what's going on. So that's really cool. There is some reliance on CGI for the big battle at the end, which I think that's something that kind of really splits the audience. Some people don't mind the big CGI models for like these gigantic creatures, whereas some would prefer a little bit more of the regular style animation. I didn't mind it much. I did notice it, but I didn't mind it. So as far as the animation, I think we are all set there. The story itself, pretty simple, pretty succinct. these these warring factions. There's obviously somebody pulling the strings. There's obviously somebody that uh, hopes to gain something from the conflict, but Geralt comes in and usually, and he throws a wrench in those plans, right? That's kind of what his deal is. He shows up and he's not easily fooled. I do love that Geralt's still running around with Jaskier. I think that's fun. I really enjoyed their relationship, seeing from the stuff that I saw in the live action show. So that was really cool. And we get to dive a little bit into Jaskier's past because they go back to where he's from. Essie, also one of the characters that we meet here. She's a part of Jaskier's past. They introduce a character that was a bully to Jaskier when he was a child. But what they do with him is actually very surprising. I really like the fact that it wasn't just like a very straight up like, oh, this guy was my bully, and now he's grown up to be like kind of an asshole. So I really like the way they kind of play those things out. They definitely tease a lot of those things, but they go in some unfamiliar routes with some of those tropes, and that's really fun. But overall, this felt really familiar. Like I said, I got a lot of Little Mermaid vibes of this. Like there's a witch in the sea, and there's a lot more to be gained from the conflict on both sides, really. So yeah, once those all those layers kind of come to fruition, you'll probably put it together. If you like, I'm not somebody that's always sitting there trying to solve the equation of a movie, but I know there's people that enjoy doing that, and I think if within the first 40 minutes or so, you'll probably put they give you enough clues thinking back on the movie to kind of put everything together. But I still found the twist pretty interesting, and there's some wild turns, and it all really works with the story pretty well. I also really like that we could jump into this without like any big continuity. Like we did not have um, it wasn't something that I needed to catch up on all the seasons and then watch this. This was just a once was like standalone story. It stood on its own, and it's really well done. Very well paced, maybe a bit predictable, but towards the end, it remains to me a solid entry in the lore of The Witcher. And I definitely recommend it if you have 90 minutes and you miss the old world of The Witcher. This is something that you can dive right into. Great voice performances, fun characters, fun relationships and dynamics, the cool fights that you want to see from a Witcher show or a Witcher property. So yeah, really love that. Girl is such a cool character. I really miss being back in this world. So it almost makes me want to try to check out some of the live action stuff that I haven't seen. I don't know if I will, but if you have seen a lot of that stuff, let me know what is your favorite stuff. What are you looking forward to in the world of The Witcher? I know there's been a few things that have been successful. Some of the animated movies, not so much, but I'm still very excited. I think as long as Geralt is the main character, like I'm usually gonna be on board and check it out, especially in these animated projects. So if you've seen this film, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.